Hello everyone. Today it is a pleasure to invite Abdul-Rahman on the Structural Stalwarts platform for this week. He is a civil engineer by profession and a fitness coach by passion. He became a certified in 2016 and since then has helped many professionals to build healthier choices. Outside of the engineering and fitness, Abdul loves to travel with his wife and his 4-year-old daughter. He is also expecting a new baby to join their family this October. Congratulations to Abdul for the same.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel.
So, due to the current unfortunate pandemic, we all, the civil and the structural engineering professionals, have shifted to a work from home scenario, which was never implemented in our profession previously. Therefore, I wanted to invite Abdul to share his insights on how we can dwell in this new shift to make ourselves productive in our daily tasks. So, welcome Abdul on this Structural Stalwarts platform. So, would you like to add a couple of more points about where did you do your education and what is your daily job currently?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me. This is awesome. I mean, I'm an engineer myself, and to talk fitness in an engineering setting, this is the perfect one for me. So, thanks for reaching out.
Definitely.
As far as education, I did both my bachelor's and master's at Cal State Long Beach here in Southern California. And so my emphasis was probably everything. I like transportation. I would say most of my classes, most of the electives were structural classes. So maybe took 2-3 electives, just structural stuff. And then when I got into the industry, it was the heart of the recession. And not a lot of companies were hiring. So at that point, it was whatever I can get. I just, joined, and I was happy to do that. And so I started off in the private world for a few years. That was really interesting. And then in 2013, I joined Los Angeles County Department of Public Works. And even within then, this is the largest public works agency in the United States. We got like 4,000 something employees. Within that department, there's different sectors. I think there's 19 divisions or something. So I started doing traffic, and then I moved to structures. And then currently I'm doing what's called strategic planning. So you got planning, and then so we're like planning for the planners. How do we make better decisions today? How do we implement better tools today so we can have a better 10, 15, 20 years from now? That's our outlook. It's been really interesting, far from the technical engineering that I did in structural, but this is where I am.
That's very good to hear. Very good to hear. So, like, when did you come into fitness? Like, right from your school days, from your college days? Like, what instigated you to become a fitness nerd and train individuals and professions in our community for fitness?
I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's an excellent question. We live in the age where everybody seems to be doing something else, right? It's you got to do your profession, you got to do your passion. You're super lucky when those two are integrated. So I've always been, I consider myself an athlete, right? I was 4 years old, I did karate. 7, I was doing soccer. Like whatever age, whatever stage, I was doing some sort of sport. But it got really serious in high school, right? Because now you're competing. And so I was doing varsity wrestling. I was a captain of my team.
That's good.
That was, I've been, that. And then, you go to college, you're balancing now college and all that. And you're still doing something on the side, whether it's, basketball, it's football, it's soccer, it's everything. I've always been active. It dawned on me when I started my career, and I'm not at the consulting. Because of the consulting, I was doing a lot of traveling. I was doing a lot of field work. I was out and about meetings, and I never sat for more than 2 hours in the 3 years that I was at the consulting firm. Never. But when I got to a desk job, which was like real engineering, now because you can't be doing field all your life, right?
Yes.
get promoted, you're going to be a manager, you're going to be a project manager, whatever, you're going to progress. Now you have a desk. Now you have an office or a cubicle. And I realized that I've never sat in my life for more than 4 hours, probably, unless I'm traveling abroad, right? If you go to Europe, I'm from Lebanon, I've sat on a plane, but even then you're sitting, you get up, you go to the bathroom, you do stuff. I've never sat. And within, Daniel, I'm telling you, within months, I felt drastic differences in my physiology, in my energy. I've never felt the way that I did when I was sitting down. I mean, I felt like I'm telling you, within 6 months, I felt like I was 10 years older than my age, my body. Because I'm sitting down now so much, because I'm behind the computer. And there's nothing, I mean, it's not about the job. This is a desk. We all do this. You do this. An admin person. So that was my struggle. And so I really, really struggled for this for probably my first year and a half there. And then it got to a level where I started doubting whether I made the right career decision. I'm like, do I want to spend the next 25, 30, 40 years of my life
having a desk job?
Yeah, exactly. Feeling that way. Because I didn't know. I mean, I'm looking at the engineering. I'm looking at, you know, the cool projects, all that, you know, putting my skills. Do you know what I'm saying? And I mean,
I get it. You don't keep in mind whether you will be working on field or after some point you will totally have a desk job throughout your day. So you totally follow your passions and the projects that you want to be a part of.
Yeah. But then here's this obstacle, this chair, this desk that's here. And it was, you know, I thought it was me. I thought it was my career. I thought it was, you know, mid-age crisis when I'm, you know, 24 years old or something. I don't know what it was until, you know, I was talking to a good friend of mine and, you know, I got back into, you know, training and exercising more. I mean, I never stopped working out. I mean, it's just a part of my identity, I feel. That's how, and ever since then, it's just been helping people who have, you know, the same struggles as I do, behind the desk, but they want to, you know, feel good. They don't want to feel like, you know, they're breaking down behind that chair. And that's been my thing.
So I have a very interesting first question for you. So how is the human body analogous to the beauty of the structural engineering profession? Like, I feel that all the designs and concepts could be related to how tremendously the human body has been designed as well. Do you see any correlation between the human body and the structural engineering profession and the designs that we work on? Like, what are your thoughts about it?
They're both really fascinating. Seriously. We as engineers, you know, we have a pretty solid understanding of mechanics. So when you look at the human body, you can't help but to be amazed at it is the ultimate machine. I mean, not one of it is the ultimate machine. I mean, just look at the spine, how it takes the load, you got people who are lifting 400 pounds, you know, on it, and it's just being supported, and, you know, the torsion and the flexion and the extension of just that. I mean, that's what's holding us up all of our lives. So just that, I mean, it's the most basic, it's the most simple thing, but again, it's super fascinating as a structural, from a structural design standpoint. And when I was doing structural design, I mean, I would daydream. I would make spreadsheets about the comparison between what I'm doing as a structural engineer and then between what I'm doing more on the fitness side, all right, like the physiology side of that. So I literally had to go back to my notes, and here's one thing that I note here. So when we're designing a building or a bridge or anything, we're first taking into account, well, you got the loads first. What are you doing? But then the dead load calculations, right? What is the weight of the actual structure? I weigh 180 pounds. If I go walk around or run or do anything, I never feel like I'm carrying 180 pounds of weight. Amazing, right? The load distribution. It's amazing. Even if I go for 10 miles, I don't ever feel that weight. It's just sitting there. And then that's in a building, that's called dead weight, right? Yes. And then you have your live loads and all that.
Yeah.
For me, as a structural engineering fitness guy, that to me is not the dead weight. That is what I call the alive weight, right?
Yes.
Because this is, this is that. So we care about the way that alive weight is aligned. We care about how we're strengthening it, how we're maintaining it, how we're, just going about and doing it. I mean, if your building kind of is like tilted a little bit, I mean, we all have muscular imbalances from sitting down. We all have a dominant side. We're typing, we're on the mouse on one side, we may lean, we may that over time makes us. So again, imagine that your building has any sort of imbalances like that. Any little thing, any earthquake that comes, the damage is going to be a lot more than if it was a perfectly symmetrical, as it was designed, building. Definitely. Right?
Yeah.
The thing is, for us, we don't need an earthquake.
Yes.
You know that guy that I told you, my neighbor who suggested I do the coaching thing, that very person, that very colleague of mine, was studying for his PE. So he would literally work 10 hours behind his desk and then just turn his chair, right? I mean, he had a corner desk. He would just turn his chair when he clocked out, 5:15, and then study for 4 more hours. So he's been sitting all day, literally. And he did that, and he was studying for his PE. I think it was like month 3 or something like that into studying, or 2. It was definitely a few weeks. He came with a limp. He's like limping in his hand and whatever. I'm like, dude, what's going on? He's like, I pulled my back yesterday. I'm like, get out of here. Like, what? No way. Doing what? He's like, oh, I was here, when I was studying, it was like 7 o'clock. I pulled my back. I'm like, how'd you pull your back? He's like, dude, it sounds stupid. I dropped my pencil. I came to pick it up and I pulled my back. We don't need an earthquake to get some damage like a building, like that slanted building. Picking up a pencil, because he was just so imbalanced, because there was problems going on without him knowing it for months, if not years. And then it wasn't the picking up of the pencil that made him. I mean, that was just that trigger. But it was all the years of these musculoskeletal imbalances. It was and it just manifested
at that point,
that accident. So we're not going to design the body like we design a building. I mean, we're fortunate to have this perfect physiology that we're working with. But what we can design is how to take care of it.
Yes. So just how it is very important for us to have a proper maintenance of all the buildings and bridges that we have built. It is also very important to take care of our structural bodies in itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this is so important to have. And just on the side here, the word maintenance is a must for us. But, if I'm ever the boss of my engineering or the director or whatever it is, I'm going to change the word maintenance in my organization to pure sustainability, just sustainability.
Yes.
Because, I mean, maintenance is good. You do your maintenance. Nobody likes to go do maintenance on their car.
Yes.
Right? But just the word sustainability, just like it feels more alive. It's like, yes, to sustain whatever it is, I'm going to be doing whatever it takes. So anyway, that's just words. But anyway, so my point is, it's it's one of the most important things that we need to do. And like I mentioned, we've got to design a plan for how we're going to do that. So
Yes.
we got, you know, whether it's, again, this physiology, whether it's like the internal being, like how are we maintaining that?